You are listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast.
It's motherfucking funny, this feeling inside. Cause I'm not one of those cocksuckers who can so easily hide. I got no money, but if I did, I'd buy a motherfucking house where we all could live. Or if I was a sculptor, but then again no. Or one of those cocksuckers who play piano in their own Las Vegas show. Well, that ain't much, but it's the best I can do. Cause my gift is my motherfucking song, and this motherfucker's for you. So you can tell everybody that this is your song. It might be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind, I put it down in words. How wonderful life is while you're in the world. How wonderful life is while you're in the world. How wonderful life is while you're in the world.
Do you have Netflix recommendations?
I don't have Netflix recommendations.
Best series ever.
No, is it fucking first thing out of Jobi's mouth is he Gretchen's the podcast? Oh, he doesn't know we're recording. He doesn't know. Doug Stanhope Podcast, Saturday night, where we are. What time is it there? Call in and let us know. Yeah, I get some Netflix recs. And I don't remember the fucking names of them because I wasn't. I watched. There's one about the Iron Sheik. I think it's just called Sheik.
It's called Sheik.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I fell asleep. That was like 5 in a row I watched last week, and one was Improv Everywhere, but We Cause Scenes is the name of the documentary. Yeah. And they do like flash mobby kind of shit that's funny. So that was one.
That's two.
Then I watched the 3 wrestling ones in a row. The one where Gardo, he's the wrestler kid. Some guys that took backyard wrestling to a next level where they're selling out, 1,200 seater kind of thing. They're in Scotland. And they get that fucking thick Scottish accent, and this one wrestler that they focus on named Gardo, and he comes out to Madonna, and he just does these fucking silly dances. It was just a really something like Ultimate Fight Club. I don't know. Just look up Gardo documentary. Gardo.
I'll watch that one.
It's fucking wicked fun. There was a third wrestling one. Oh, G.L.O.W. The Glamorous Ladies of Wrestling. Their whole story from the 80s in Vegas. So there were 3 good wrestling documentaries in a row.
Which I was surprised when I saw that on your Netflix, like recently watched, because I had to set up the wireless connection over at the other place, where you're writing the book, and I'm like, what the is this? What is someone's account? Who else? Who else watches Netflix over here? And you're like, oh, that's really good. I'm like, what?
Well, G.L.O.W. Yeah. There's another documentary about lady wrestlers from like the 50s on.
Yeah.
That I watched a long time ago, and that was really good. And so I watched this one, and then of course I've watched fucking everything that I want to watch on Netflix. It seems you get to a point where you go, I think everything I would be interested is done, and then you find one like G.L.O., and then once you're done, do you want to? Well, yes, I do, because I have nothing in my list that I want to watch.
And I always wonder where the fuck those are when I'm searching through the documentaries category. How is it?
Like they're holding something back just in case
ones
they're going to
waiting
lose
to
you.
see what I like.
I try to.
Fucking dicks.
I don't know if you ever played like video poker in Vegas, where you're trying to think like the machine thinks. Like, all right, how is the computer programmed to fuck me? But I do that with Netflix ratings, where I don't want to rate something that sucked low, because there's stuff like that I want to see. And I don't want to give a 1 star to a certain genre of documentary just because that specific one sucked. So then I go ahead and 5-star it to give me something in that genre that's better.
You don't want to be X'd out
Exactly.
of like a genre that you do enjoy just because you saw One Lemon.
I'm more
Right.
paranoid than that. I won't rate anything on Netflix.
We have no suggestions for you, Chad Shank.
When
Do you like
you get to the
anything?
pearly gates, Jim Carrey is the guy that lets people in. Wait, you gave Ace Ventura. Dumb and Dumber 2 was a good movie. How dare you give it a 1 star, Chad Shank? You're in purgatory. All right, I extrapolated that a bit.
A little bit.
Hi, I'm Bingo Butter Cheeks Biggerman. So, and then I watched 2 sex trafficking. I don't know the names of them. This is when it was like getting to 7 a.m. And why am I fucking still awake?
Is one of them called Tricked?
Yes, that was the first one.
Yeah. It's a hot cover.
And
That's why I remember it, because when I was flipping through, it has that chick squatted down with that ass hanging out.
Does she have her hands
and then,
behind her back?
Yeah, she's like bound with her ass all in black. And then you read the thing and it's like, this is a documentary about how horrible people exploit women for monetary gain.
You're doing it. It works.
it's fucking great. Oh, Jesus. You should tweet that at them.
They touched all the bases on that one.
Yeah.
Because she's
Literally,
Asian, right?
Right in the
she's
description.
Asian. Come on, Chad. She's Asian.
Well, you don't see her face,
Well,
but that
you know,
ass.
Come on. She's Asian.
You
know it.
The second one was I remember it started in Asia, but then it turns out that human trafficking, or maybe that is tricked, the description. Either way, they were both, the second one I was in and out of sleep, but they were both from the same angle of prostitution is always bad and it's always a dude that profits. Like they act like no woman has ever been a prostitute just on her own, and when it's a fucking easy way to make money
And enjoy the lifestyle. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Nobody likes to work. Whatever you do, you'll get sick of fucking doing. Yeah. I saw a porn get shot once. When I lived in L.A. I had done a show at Acme. It was Acme. You might have been there, Jen. There was a guy front row center, a table of the most, St. Louis Park suburb looking uptight people at Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis. And I was fucking with them. Yeah. You don't want to hear this kind of stuff. Yeah. Just doing that. I'm upsetting you thing. And afterwards, the guy comes over. He goes, actually, I'm not from here. I'm from Los Angeles. I live in the Valley. I do pornography. He's a producer. You fucking, like the whole time they're front row center. I'm just making fun of how uptight they are. And so when I went back to LA, I went out to see a shoot at some castle in the Valley, like someone's house that they built like a castle. And I remember it was Eric Everhard was the actor's name.
Oh, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Well, you don't forget that name. But it was like a makeup chick, the guy with the camera, this guy, the producer, and the 2 porn people and me. And I'm sitting around trying to make jokes and shit, and no one fucking. I did the AVNs once. Porn people, as a rule, do not like me. I have a better black fan base than porn fan base.
But you hosted the AVNs.
I hosted, and
Vegas.
they hated me backstage. They hated me on stage. They fucking hated me at the buffet. They fucking hated me. And I tried to not do like the corny, obvious porn jokes, like even in conversation. They still fucking hated me. And I thought AVNs, they'd have a sense of humor. Like I thought it's obviously the AVNs are the Oscars of pornography. They're porn awards. And I thought, well, everyone takes that tongue in cheek, like no pun, that
Tongue in
sorry,
anus.
that they'd be goofy about it. No, they were as uptight as any vapid actress and sweating backstage and hoping to win and angry if someone else won.
You took your mom to that.
Did we?
Yeah, because all of the crew from Alaska that looked for any reason to go to Vegas, and then you're hosting the AVNs. So everyone, Duran was there, Matt Becker.
I know Beckers were there and Duran.
My brother came out. We all went
Dave
there.
Attell was actually filming at the after party for Insomniac. And so I had to go from there and then go do a thing on Insomniac in the loudest boom boom dance club going, you can't get audio here. I'm shouting at you this close across the table. How are you going to possibly get audio? But they did. Oh, they subtitled it, I believe. Either way.
But your mom was there because you came up to me and said, hey, look, they're only giving me one seat at the table and I'm taking my mom.
Wow, I don't remember. I know Renee was there. I know I wore this really fantastic blue suit, same one I wore for my fake wedding to Renee. And but I didn't have any shoes. It was blue. It was like
the Tommy Rocker
bingo hair
office?
blue, and then I just wore some stupid shoes, probably black. And then there's like a red carpet going in, and I walk in, and some queen goes, "Nice suit. Ooh, what's wrong with your shoes?"
Were you nervous doing that?
Some fucking Joan Rivers of the porn fucking herpy red carpet.
Were you nervous doing that?
I was fucking terrified because they don't want to hear you. And my bits I don't have quick jokes. I did all this is like 2004. So I still had the tit fuck joke, quick things. But Shush Ichabod, it's a goddamn podcast.
Who else did that? I think Belzer did it.
Norton's done it.
Norton.
I'm sure Attell's done it. This goes back to Bill Hicks did it.
But before
that's
that's what I'm curious about because you decided.
Bobby Slayton was always like there.
Oh, yeah.
He was their fucking go-to guy. He was their Billy Crystal for many years. So anyway, so I go to this porn shoot and it's interesting and I throw out a few jokes here and there, but the point was the dude, Eric Everhard, was sick as shit, like flu sick. And, the chickies fucking, it's outside, they're fucking in the backyard, and they'd go cut, and the girl's going, why did you yell cut? I was just about to come. And the dude's like just coming over and blowing fucking heaves of snot out of his head and just wrecked and hating the fact that he had to fuck this chick, and I'm just so sick. And I remember making some crack right like as they cut a scene and he walked over and I said something that I thought was funny and he just stopped and glared at me and shook his head like frowning, furrowed brow, like who the fuck are you? That look. Sorry. Oh, he's just really sick. But the point is that it was everything that you think porn is. That the girl's exploited. And the dude is just happy to do it. And it was the exact opposite. That chick was why I was about to come. Come on. It's not like she's playing this up for, there's 3 people there.
He's drilling the starlet and then they yell cut and he pulls to the side and does a farmer's hanky into the bushes. Showbiz.
So whatever you have to do for a living will eventually suck because you have to do it. I love fucking bartending. When we play Go Bananas, instead of hanging out and selling merch, I go to the bar they own next door and I bar back and I fucking get beers and then people, if there's bingo sells merch and I'll sign a thing, but I'm in a hurry. What do you want? Your beer? Okay, I'll sign your thing. You're drinking? Okay, well, gin and tonic. I can only make drinks that have the ingredients in the name. Okay, we're good.
No Negronis.
I fucking love doing that. And it clears my head, cause that onslaught of people after a show is so fucking hard to get through. Cause mentally, you're coming out of a fist fight. When you get off stage, you're so focused that when you go right from a fist fight to I'm running for office. Glad to meet you. Kiss your baby. And it's really awkward. So it puts you right, because all the crowd goes to this bar. This bar becomes mobbed right after the show empties.
Across the walkway. It's right there.
It's as close as the Little House, right there. It's that close.
You pass it walking to get to your car, you have to walk by this bar where you are now bartending.
Yeah, and it's all in this little strip mall where these are the only two things open. It's right next door. So it's so good for your head because you just go right into the same kind of, I don't want to say fight or flight and amplify it too much, but yeah, you're right into chaos again. And point is, if I had to bartend, it would suck shit. I always say I want to quit and bartend because I really like that. And I think it's one of the most important jobs. I put it above doctor. In the country, yeah,
some consider it a doctor.
A good bartender is so absolutely necessary in life. A shitty bartender is as bad as a bad doctor. But if you have to do it, it would suck. But those documentaries, you watched Tricked?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it? The fucking assholes in it, you go, oh yeah, I want to kill that guy. That's the default for anything.
Yeah.
I watch fucking Nick at Night. There's somebody I want dead. But yeah, the assholes but they have this kind of strong arm through line of all women in prostitution are abused. None of them get paid. It all goes to the pimp. Any time anyone's ever sold pussy. No, I've been with hookers. I fucked a hooker in North Vegas once when I lived there. It was just a young pup, and we lived in North Vegas's fucking crack town. It's horrific. And me and Mikey lived in this trailer park for a little while, and the tweakers next door. This is when we were kind of screwing around with meth a little bit. Back when you just snorted it and it burned, and then you stayed up for 2 days, but you would have anyway because you're young.
There's another way to do it.
So we were doing some meth with them, and I said I was going to go to the whorehouse, which is. They say 45 minutes from Vegas in Pahrump. The Chicken Ranch or whatever. I've never been to the Pahrump ones. But I was going to go and go get a hooker. I was all excited. And she goes, the dude, there was a couple, and the dude said, why are you going to go all the way out there? You can fuck my old lady for $20.
$20?
Yeah.
Look, the cab ride out there was $20. How do you pass that up?
It would have been more. I was going to drive there. Either way, I ended up fucking his old lady. And then we do more meth.
Yeah.
and then she comes over later on to fuck me again. Just this one's for free.
Just wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. A BOGO. Buy one, get one.
Yeah. First of all, I shouldn't have paid money to fuck you in the first place, and now you're proving it. It's not someone you'd look at across the bar. You go, man, I'd spend my whole paycheck just for one. No,
she's the friend of the one you want to fuck.
Yeah, it saved me the ride because after you're fucking doing drugs and drinking, you're like, I don't think I'm in any condition to drive. All right, I'll fuck your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't coming over to fuck me for free because her pimp husband. The point is, there's fucking women out there. I'm not saying prostitution is something you should do, but that whole idea. Have you ever fucked a prostitute?
No.
No. You?
Me?
Yeah,
No.
either.
No.
Jesus. Jobi? Can I switch out guests?
Tap
Hey,
out.
Chad Shank's here if you didn't recognize the voice.
Look
Ggreg
at Jobi.
Chaille.
You think Jobi had to pay for pussy? I'm ugly as fuck, and I've never had to pay for pussy.
Yeah, I played guitar, dude.
Had
in a
to
band
is
forever.
not the point. It's never about had to. It's just the whole idea. The whole thing with Becker, where I'm like, the bonus footage on word of mouth with me and Becker after I'd just come back from the whorehouse in Alaska.
The
Ravenite.
Ravenite, yeah.
And we started tripping, and I go, I don't want to be thinking with my dick or coots, and there's all sorts of fucking coos around, and all right, let's just get out of here. I can't take the people, but I still want to see what my chances are.
Yeah.
Let me just go over to the Ravenite, which was a whorehouse a block and a half from Coots.
It was an establishment that was open 24/7.
No, they weren't. They were closing.
What?
That was the whole point of that story. I've done this story on stage.
I remember the guy from ZZ Top was there for like 3 days straight. He just hung out there.
Oh, well, he's the guy
They
from
might
ZZ
stay
Top.
open.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
they
You
might
didn't get
lock
that-
the doors.
You didn't have that same cachet when you walked up?
Yeah, the fucking charcoal eyes. Fuck.
Ravenite.
Yeah, Ravenite. Yeah, I just went over and dumped. I don't even think I could
Oh, no,
come at that point.
that
That's
was
the
the
whole
sto-
story
yeah,
with
yeah.
this. Yeah, the
Oof.
doggy style or missionary. What do you choose? I did that on the Tosh.0 with me and Rogan to the
that's
guy.
right.
Saw that.
Yeah, that story. Google it. I'm not going to tell it again. Yeah, sometimes you just, hey, this is something that if it's going to fucking clog up my head, is blowing a load, I'm going to sit and spend a lot of money on drinks. It's easier to just go over there, fucking blow a load. And that girl, yeah, her fucking pimp wasn't getting everything she had.
Well, the house got a cut.
Yeah, it's like a fucking
They
hairdresser.
got to keep the lights on. Yeah.
Right. A
Like
hairdresser
station.
rents the
Yeah,
fucking-
a station.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of horrible shit goes on, but don't exclude.
Well, there's waitressing jobs across the street. She's not held captive there, so she's clearly making.
Well, that's what these documentaries try to prove is, well, and again, I know this happens. There's mental manipulation, and this girl feels like, oh, she has nowhere else to go, and he provides safety, and she's terrified to leave him because he'll beat her, and she has no place to go. I know that happens, but that's not exclusively what happens. It's the same as fucking drug commercials, where they bother you because, yeah, drugs fuck a lot of people up, but they don't fuck everybody up. So when you exclude the fact that a lot of people do drugs socially as much as a lot of people drink socially, and you act like that never happens, then it ruins your own argument. No, a lot of teenagers that fucking smoke pot don't shoot their friend in the face accidentally. That generally doesn't happen.
It is unfortunate that they don't classify alcohol the same way they classify a drug, because you run into that situation where other people, like, they're not talking about the abuse that alcohol has, and a lot of people use it socially.
That's I'm sure it's a bit on something, but I always hate when people go, yeah, alcohol is so much worse. That's not going to help
I'm not saying
drugs become legal. That's going to help another prohibition come into place with alcohol.
I'm not saying it's worse. I'm saying it is also a diversion from reality. It's a way to relax. And they seem to think that it's somehow different.
It's grandfathered in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, at one
it's
time
been
pot was
tried.
legal too.
They've tried prohibition and it didn't work, so that's why it's grandfathered in. But
Well, now the money's connected
and
to
they're
it.
But
doing the same
pot's
thing with
doing
drugs.
the same thing.
Yeah, they're all drugs. Yeah, prohibition isn't working. But bingo, when we went to that fucking Isla Mujeres, when we just did that Mexican vacation we did, other than that one good restaurant we found, the only thing,
Verde Green
yeah, a green verde.
or same thing.
Either way, there was
It's
one
the same.
bar that you didn't have to get a cab to, and it was a titty bar across the street. She's like, let's go. No. And I felt like an asshole. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun, and maybe they'll have a buffet.
Oh, look, it's
Maybe I could get an enchilada with extra sour cream.
Oh, look, it's amateur night. You think I got a shot?
Can you tell I'm wearing a G-string, or is my meat skirt covering it up?
But I felt like a dick. First of all, titty bars are, unless it's like Don King in Austin. Don King's not the promoter. He's a guy that's like a legendary titty bar owner, and he's a friend of mine. So you go in and no one fucks with you because, all right, Don King set you up. If you want a table dance, you can go ask a girl, but they're not going to sit there. Like, titty dancers in general are like Mexican beggar children. Cheek leads. And then all I do is I sit there and I feel like a dick for not saying no. And if I get a table dance is so, I don't have the attention span for it. Like, I'm looking at other girls. It's like a fucking relationship. Yeah.
You would have to take it seriously, and then that's weird.
Yeah.
That's
What face do I put on for, oh my God, I'm 20 and my libido's going through the roof? No, I don't. Yeah, you have a nice ass, but I like it better from a distance where I can just check a tweet or look at my watch. Or you don't want to look at your watch during a table dance or check your Twitter. And those are just American titty bars. They're like that. So when you add in the Mexican tourist trap vacation spot, and they're already trying to fucking get you any way they can, just in the service industry. And then you add titty bar on top of that. Now it's just a fucking grift every which way around. There's something in your fucking drink. You're not going to make it home. She's saying something to you in Spanish, and she's fucking guiding you with her hand. Like, hey, come this way. And like, I don't know which way that way is, but you don't want to be the fucking ugly American and be rude. So you just out of manners, you're going to stumble into some back room. They're going to fucking blackjack you.
Where'd my liver go?
See, Bingo doesn't understand all the fucking problems that can happen. So I just look like a dullard who won't go to a titty bar. I'm not fucking Ned Flanders. I've thought this through. You see how we got grifted by the fucking cab to the ferry, and then we got grifted on the ferry to fucking pay for the pseudo band that plays on the ferry, like the two guys from Something About Mary, but they're Mexican and playing horrible music, and then they come over afterwards and put a fucking jug in your face to get money. Yes. You didn't notice that, did you, Bingo? You just noticed, oh, titty bar. Don't you notice their sign is spray painted like a 1970s Chevy van? Only she doesn't have a sword. You know, the fucking, what do you call it? Airbrush, fucking the side of a van is a wolf and a girl in a helmet and a sword. It's like that kind of airbrushed sign.
With a breastplate of armor. And
I wouldn't even tip the girl on the sign. She wasn't even up to snuff. If you can't even put a fake girl on a sign that's hot.
But you gave a meth chick $20.
Well, I was 21 years. No, I wasn't even 21 yet. I was still 20 at that point.
I don't know the ages. I'm just trying to
I would have
gauge
been in a bar. I wouldn't have been in the trailer park if I was of age. I hadn't thought of that story in a long time. I actually remember seeing that trailer park on Cops a million years ago.
Sure.
I'm like, fuck, I lived there with Mike and Ggreg. I fucked that girl.
Look, you're almost on TV.
Yes. So if there's prostitutes out there, call in and tell us your story of prostitution. I'm trying to think of other hookers I fucked.
Oh my God, the lines are lighting up. The lines are lighting up, Doug.
I know, and I can give you I know that I've gotten laid, or at least back. Ralphie May would remember this. My go-to move was, "Is it okay if I just jerk off on your tits?" And I got away with that so many times. But there were times where I would say that I'm going to go back to my room and get a hooker, and so like a waitress or whatever. Yeah, I'm going back to my room getting a hooker. And then, of course, really? Yeah, it's fucking easier. I don't want to hang out in this place all night. Like, how much is it? And once they find out what you're about to fucking blow on a hooker, then, but they're always too ashamed to take the money.
Yeah, that's a sideways offer. That's
It's a
fucking brilliant.
Great, it was a great move. I used that more than once.
I'm gonna try that tonight.
Might work. I probably would have got a hooker when I was younger. I was just naive when I was in the Army and stuff. I think it was probably around there. I was in Fort Wainwright in Fairbanks, Alaska. I don't know if there was hookers there or not. They might have been Indians or something, though.
They say there's hookers in Bisbee, but I'm sure they're not full time. It's point of opportunity.
Learn while you earn.
Well, the same way, yeah. She's at the bar. The same way I'm going to go get money on a hooker. I'm sure a girl would occasionally in this town go, yeah.
Well,
Selma and Patty from The Simpsons.
What are you doing that for? I'm right here.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I have an uncle that would go in regular bars and just like that was his pickup line, but like weren't even prostitutes. Do you do side work? Like he's just flat out willing to pay him, and it works.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I'm sure there's women like that in Bisbee that would do that. They're not obviously walking on the street.
Yeah, but you could
Red
probably
light.
fuck them for free if you tried for 5 more minutes.
They probably have a line that works the same way you have a line that works. Oh, I'm so horny, but all I can think about is my cable bill.
Well, how much is that cable?
Get it? You're not listening.
My pussy's wet and Burger King's still open.
Do you see? Connect the dots, sir. My first hooker that I remember was when I moved to LA when I was 18. Only lasted like 5 or 6 months. No, that was an actual streetwalker.
That's when you went out and we're gonna start acting and stuff, right?
Yeah. It'll all be in the book.
No, I'm trying to, because you bopped around quite a bit for a while, but this was your first actual foray into Hollywood.
I was 18. Yeah, it was my first. I'm an adult. I'm leaving home. I'm gonna go to LA and be an actor. I didn't realize you had to be able to act and stuff. But it was a great learning experience. But I'm sure I brought this. I had one hooker that stole my identity. I know why we talked about this, because it was with Tosh and Chicken, that fucking phenom kid Chicken that ended up killing himself.
Oh yeah, he won the Montreal festival, right?
Yeah. It was the last one to get a big deal
a big
because
production deal.
All right, stop with these fucking handing out $500,000 fucking checks to people because they could do 6 minutes of something. And then he killed himself, and there was a contingent of people that weren't sad.
What was his name?
Chicken. He went by Chicken.
He went by Chicken? Because I want to put a link up.
No, don't put a link
No?
up.
It's YouTube. No one's going to buy anything.
What? YouTube to what?
A YouTube link.
I don't think he has any. He had no act.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy that I said made fucking Dane Cook look like Lenny Bruce. He'd literally come out and go, "Don't you hate dance clubs? You go to dance clubs," and then he'd just have a music cue and jump into the audience and start dry humping a dude in the front row. It's like fucking horrible. But then people would do backflips. They fucking loved it. The fuck were we talking about? What was my point?
Have we had a point this whole time?
Your first hooker in L.A.
Yeah, no, I was. When I got my identity stolen.
Oh, the identity.
I was working with him and Tosh in Fort Lauderdale. Oh, maybe we talked because we had.
So you're emceeing.
Remember the guys we had on the podcast, the brothers, the Dorfmans.
Dorfmans.
Yeah.
So you're emceeing.
No, fuck you. Yeah, no, I was headlining and Tosh was featuring and Chicken was opening and destroying to the point where they were, even after Tosh, they were chanting for Chicken. During me, when I was done, they're chanting for Chicken. And, but one night I got a hooker, and Tosh fucking freaked out and ran into his bed. We're in the comedy condo behind the club.
What town?
It's Davie, Florida, or it might have been West Palm Beach.
Yeah, I think
they used to have two.
They had one in Davie, I know for sure.
I think
The
this was the West Palm Beach because Davie, this was definitely West Palm Beach.
Uncle Funny's?
It wasn't Uncle Funny's. It was the other club. I think they owned them both. I don't. Either way, it's fucking West Palm Beach, and we go back to the condo hammered and keep getting hammered, and it's a 3-bedroom house that you stay in. So Chicken, I'm assuming, is asleep. I remember Dan Tosh, as soon as he realized I was serious about getting a hooker, fucking ditched into his bedroom. And she came over and she said, I need your credit card. I was paying with a credit card. So she had to call it in to the service. And then she goes, okay, and the expiration, and I read it off, and the code, and your date of birth, and your social security number, and I gave it to her, and then realized, fuck, I just gave her my social security number. You don't need that for a credit card.
And date of birth.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm all fucking awkward.
No, we know.
And then she says, I swear to fucking Christ, I've told this story before on the podcast. Who cares? Tell it. She said, I need to use your bathroom. And the bathroom is attached to the master bedroom where I've hidden all my shit and hooker proofed my valuables. And I'm like, I can't let her go in that bathroom alone. So I go, can I watch you? There's a couple times I've had stories with hookers where I had to act like I was into something for all the wrong reasons. And so I'm in the bathroom with her, and she's like straddling and pissing, like spreading her legs so I could watch her piss. And she goes, "Do you want me to piss on you?" And I went, no, this is good. This is good. This is real good.
I'm going to stand over by this door with my back to you.
The next day,
I like to hear it. I just don't want to see anything that's happening.
It's not that I don't want you to go through this door specifically. I like the way it sounds.
I'm stringing up police tape between that door. And so the next day I canceled my credit card. But years later, I got a collection notice for a phone bill for a Pac Bell for a phone in Florida. I never lived in Florida, and I called him up. I'm not fucking paying this. I never lived there. Well, then I'm calling the club going, maybe like a waitress stole my, information. It took a long time to put, that hooker that I gave my social security number to.
And my birth date and the credit card.
My fingerprints and my DNA at the end. That's kind of part. You kind of expected that part. But, I never paid that bill. Never paid a lot of fucking, I still have occasionally I have a collection agent call me here and there for shit from when I was 20. That's 28 years old. You know what? Here's an idea. Send me a receipt so I can match my signature. Credit cards that I had when I was fucking back when you did the slidey machine.
Knuckle buster, they call them.
The knuckle buster. Yeah, do you have one of those receipts? Because I know you've sold this debt. That's the thing. Yeah. People think that the debt goes away. What goes away is the credit. Your credit rating after 7 years, it comes off your credit rating, but they can sell that debt. So the collection agency tries and fails. And, Doug Stanhope, you weren't at the party? Yeah, he just got shipped off to Iraq. I remember the first or the second Iraq war. Yeah, no, we had the big going away party. He's in Iraq. Like, all right, what are you going to do? Are you going to fucking be unpatriotic? Try to collect on a bill now? This fucking war just started. But then they fail, and then they sell that debt to another collection agency.
Yeah. It just keeps going.
Yeah, I have those too. When I joined the Army, I had a car that I was paying for, and I didn't want it anymore, but I still wanted to use it. We rented a place, had a garage. The fucking repo man was knocking all the time.
I guess, that puts a damper on the repo man, having a garage.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do.
That stops the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you jump in the car. They can't go with it. Inman got his car repoed at my house, at my apartment in Curson in L.A. And we went down there and we were yelling at the guy, and we realized if you just jumped in the fucking car, he can't tow it with you in it.
Oh, kidnapping. Right?
I have
Would
no
it be
idea.
kidnapping?
Well, it's certainly a liability issue.
Yeah.
You can't, even if you get your own car towed because it broke down, they're not going to let you ride in it.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
So-
You got to sit in the cab, or you got to find your own way.
that's a book I'd love to. If I was going to say love to write, but I don't want to fucking write anything.
You're already
It's a
writing
book.
one.
There should be a website or something of just the fucking grifts, just like they have. What do you call them? Life hacks. All right. Well, how about beating the system? Like, how do you fuck a repo man? How do you like all those things? How do you fuck a collection agency?
Yeah, like jury duty. Everybody talks about getting out of jury duty. Unless it's federal jury duty, I fucking throw it away. They don't send it certified mail, so they can't. Though you'll get a phone call.
They can't prove
Did
that.
you?
Yeah.
We sent you a jury summons. I didn't get it, and they go, "Oh, all right, thanks." I've gotten out of jury duty every time that way.
Two things. Jury duty, but photo enforced red lights and speeding tickets. If you don't, that's why they make you sign a speeding ticket to acknowledge that you were served that.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to pay your fucking photo enforced. Oh, it's a picture of me. It's weird. It doesn't matter. They didn't give you the ticket. They have to actually come and serve you. I got one in Tucson and I looked it up online and you read the fine print. Yeah. Well, you don't have to.
There's nothing we can do if you don't.
There's no warrant that's going out for your arrest
Oh,
unless they
interesting.
come to your fucking door and serve you. And I know they're not coming from Tucson down to Bisbee to try to find some dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, know that. Know your rights. And jury duty, which it was a bit I did on Deadbeat Hero. Always take jury duty. It's the easiest way, and it really is, to make a difference in the system, because you only have to have 1 out of 12 people to go, no, it was 800 pounds of cocaine? Nah. I had some misgivings. I'm going to go with what the defense guy said. But it says right here, the rule of the law. Well, the defense attorney said something that made me think maybe not. And just do that. And my friend fucking did that. Friend of mine in L.A. had jury duty, and I'm just saying, say not guilty. It's like some dumb paraphernalia fucking thing that led to, I don't know what the full charges were. She goes, well, I'm kind of a stickler for the rules. I go, no, not if the rules are bullshit. And she finally texted me the next day, 2 words, not guilty. That's what I said to her in a text, and she texted back. And yeah, it was the first time one fucking bit I did in my life made a difference in someone's fucking actual life. So someone's not in jail for bullshit drug charges. She didn't hear the bit. I had to actually tell her myself. But yes, you don't have to take jury duty.
You did the bit on the phone?
I did the whole bit.
And here's where I pause where you laugh.
If I had to be spent time locked up in a room with a bunch of douchebags, end up on trial. I'm
Chad,
not
you'd
gonna
never
fucking
make it.
jury
You'd never
duty.
make
I
it.
just got summoned for federal jury duty, and they have a spot that says, "Do you have any reason why?" And I thought they would have a thing that, like, right, are you fucking lunatic? But they don't have, like, they have a bunch of boxes you can check. I had to put other.
They'll figure it out. Those guys, they don't want you on a jury.
Oh, most
No
definitely.
way.
We do.
We absolutely do. But yeah, the defense would probably like you on the jury, but the prosecution is gonna tell you, thanks for coming in. Go back to that room.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'll never make it that far. The checkpoint, the Border Patrol checkpoint that you have to go through, I've went through hundreds of times. Always have weed on me, as long as it's in an airtight container and on my person. They'll pull you over. They haven't done it to me, but I've seen them. They'll pull people over.
Because the dog will hit your car. They have
Right. If the dog hitches your car, they'll pull you over to another area, get you out, and set you to the side and search your vehicle, because they're not trying to search people. So
For the listeners, we've explained before, but this is not the actual border. Border Patrol has a 100-mile radius from the border where they can just set up checkpoints. I remember my first time going through one, having a gig in South Texas when I was a young fucking mullet head, and going through one and just being pissed, which you should be. I go, why am I at a border checkpoint? Did I cross a border?
It's a DEA checkpoint, is what it is.
Yeah. It's
They don't wear the jackets, but that's what it is.
Those are not Mexican sniffing dogs that they have out there.
oh, there's the young Joe Rogan
Yeah.
news radio. Chad Shank has been watching UFC because he has a lot of free time. He went back. I thought I'd Netflix binge. You started
UFC 1.
UFC 1.
Yeah. Who won the first one?
Hoist Gracie.
Yeah, he won like 1 and
He won
3.
1 and 3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he didn't come back.
And then you get up to 1997.
Like 11 or 12, and then Joe Rogan popped on for the first time. Didn't look
Looking like
like him at
news
all.
radio. He
Yeah,
has
full head of hair. Yeah, they just had him up there.
full head of hair and a normal sized body.
He had longer hair
normal
than he did
sized
right
head.
there. He had like a mullet kind of looking thing.
That's how long he's been doing UFC.
It was 97.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know it was that far.
Oh, he was announcing. I thought he just like popped up like a guest star.
No, he was like the commentary guy in the back. Wasn't an announcer yet.
Color-
he was
color
the guy,
commentary. He's
Yeah,
the
he was
third
the guy
guy.
in the back who interviewed the guys after the
All
fight
right.
or whatever. Yeah, same type shit. But it was
Back then, it might have been pro bono just because he loved it. UFC was.
yeah, he
You
was
had to
a-
rent the fucking tapes, videotapes at the video store. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember doing a bit about that because I was for a while I was renting them and it was more embarrassing to rent those than the porn. Like you'd hide those with the porn you're
Put the
renting.
porn on top.
Yeah, porn's on
Stack.
top.
that looks worse.
Lactating lassies is on top, and then fucking 3 ultimate.
It's almost worse to watch now because I like UFC, but now you watch it, it's like anticlimactic because they had no rules before. You could punch people in the nuts, and one guy reached in the guy's pants and pulled his cup out and then punched him in the nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a skit, a parody of UFC.
Not pretty. Because they didn't have weight classes either, so like
Yeah.
they're like 300-pound
And
against
Hoyt,
150.
didn't Hoyt Gracie go out with he came out with a
Hoyt?
gi.
Hoyt?
Hoist.
Hoist.
Is it Hoist? All right. But he came out wearing a gi, right?
Yeah.
Not like these guys.
He was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Well, then you could choose stuff. You could wear shoes or not shoes, but if you had shoes, you couldn't kick. Or you could wear gi or not gi, or gloves or no gloves. But everybody started breaking their hands. So that's why everybody started wearing gloves. It's weird to watch the evolution of how
Yeah.
shit worked.
Yeah, free market. Hey, you know what? So you don't have to put the rules on. We'll figure it out ourselves once we start breaking our fucking hands. Thanks.
Everyone's wearing gloves. UFC 15.
Love to see. I was just thinking about like Muhammad Ali going to give fucking young boxers like hot tips. I think I'm just gonna quit.
Oh, see if you're all. You gotta get in there and give it your all.
I take notes while I'm watching these old UFC events. I've got a couple of good deathpool leads. There's some guys that are exactly like you're talking about.
I got the fucking wrestling, those 3 wrestling documentaries. I was taking a lot of notes. In fact, the trade round, I just put one of the G.L.O.W ladies in. And I'm fucking that Bobby, goddamn it. Let's get Jobi in here, cause he's got an announcement.
Right. Oh, right.
So it's, I'm close enough that I'm actually involved this year in Deathpool because I'm in 3rd place.
Oh, I heard you say that on the podcast. Yeah, I'm insane.
I had Schuler last time.
Yes.
So,
It's Melissa, me, and then you.
I know this is fucking. It's sad that it's almost like NBA where you know who the fucking top teams are going to be before the season starts.
and Melissa's always there.
Yep,
Oh,
and
man,
Chad Shank's always there.
Shank's always there.
I wasn't there last year at all,
No, you
but
phoned him in, but
yeah, I had shit to do. Anyway, so you're starting
all right. So what we got going on is a community pool. Anyone can join. It's I think $2.99 for existing members, $4.99
For the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year. But if you want to play with Senior Doug Stanhope and me, and if you want to join up as well,
this is not for money. So don't
It's
trust
not for
you.
money. It's just a
Narcs.
huge pool. If you guys want to play Celebrity Death Pool with us, go to
It's just for shit talking. DSCDP.com.
.com or Doug Stanhope CelebrityDeathpool.com.
If you like to spell it all out.
Yeah.
And
I don't.
the our league this 1 year starting funeral home, as you call it. I hate
Yeah.
that. I never found a better one to
I know, but
replace it.
people seem to like it.
They
It's
like
funny. Yeah.
Good.
But it's I think we're going to do April 30th or May 1st as a start date, and do a funeral home search for the killer termites.
Killer termites.
Killer termites.
Yeah,
is-
it used to be Sausage Army, but we've kind of adopted this whole killer termite thing.
Right, and I'm going to have to phone my picks in like I normally do, but I think you're going with a different strategy this time.
I'm going all spite picks in this one.
Okay, now spite
If
picks.
you have any fucking balls, you go spite pick. You can do all your research like Mother Scratcher, but this one I'm doing just people I really want to be dead.
I might get in on this.
Get in
one.
on it.
All right.
So
It's not for money. There's
well,
a-
yeah, and
it's-
that's the thing is that everyone goes that route. Okay, well,
then
that's
we
fine.
all celebrate.
Well, yeah, but
You
then-
want to win, but if someone else wins, you go, I wanted that guy dead too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, someone's gonna say, "Oh, well, I really hate Zsa Zsa Gabor." Well, no, you don't.
No, you
because-
don't.
No,
you don't even know. Name one thing she ever did. You don't even know why she's famous. She's a 92-year-old Paris Hilton.
Wait a minute. We have to qualify our hate? I fucking hate with no reason.
Yeah.
Just saying, there's gonna be someone that's, oh yeah, I really hate this person, but
Yeah.
because I know that.
I hate this remote former prime minister of Uganda
right.
that has colorectal cancer that's spread to his lymph nodes.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I never knew you were that deep. Yeah. All right. So join up. Let's make it fun. If we want to go all full spite picks, I'm down for it. That's easy for me because I can phone them in as well. I don't have to. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, if you just want to beat me, go ahead, do research.
Well, yeah, and
But let's just go straight
if I
hate.
research and find good picks, I'm not using them on that one. I'm going to use them on the
ours.
money pool. But
Maybe you should call it Killer Termite Straight Hate Group.
So that should be fun. If we're going to do it all spite, that'd be
I'm
fun.
doing it. You and I, the three of us are doing it.
that sounds good.
Yeah, we've already-
Even Brian Hennigan at Brian Hennigan. I bet Hennigan would even get in on this because Hennigan won't do Deathpool because he thinks it's gonna.
fuck up his karma. Or
Yeah.
something.
It seems wrong.
It is.
There's something about it.
well,
not if
that's-
we're doing straight hate.
That's your job now. Get him signed up.
Chaille, who does he hate in soccer? Does anyone listen to that soccer marmalade? The whole English team. I'm sure this. Yeah, we can get Brian in on this.
Yeah.
Are we capping this at an amount of people or just
No,
anyone?
it's unlimited.
Fucking unlimited.
Unlimited.
All right.
So as many people want to join up, go for it.
Killer termites.
Yeah. Killer termites at dscdp.com.
Good.
All right. Tear it up.
There you go. Hey, let's take a break and we're fucking out of Campari. I want a Negroni. All right, hit pause.
Enough for one more.
Yeah. Pause it. Hey, this is Doug Stanhope for Sabra Hummus. Did you notice that Sabra had a giant recall for an outbreak of listeria? Did that queer you off of Sabra Hummus? Then you're a fucking cunt. You're a pussy. Sabra Hummus is better than any other store brand hummus without listeria. I'd rather eat straight listeria than stray from my branding of Sabra Hummus. I would eat Sabra Hummus if there was a curdled pile of baby shit in the middle, which is actually better than the garlic flavor. Or the pine nut. What are you fucking thinking with the pine nuts? Hey, Listeria Sabra. Better than pine nut or garlic. But the fucking one with the olive is great. I can't get it at my store. So take a hint from someone who knows.
I'm Amy Bing Bong Butter Cheeks Bingaman, and I eat listeria and dream about hummus even being part of it. I'll eat.
All right, forget it.
I'll eat straight malaria from the anus of a dead dingo, just on the hopes it tastes as good as Sabra hummus. So listeria it up, kids. That's what I was born to do. Hi, this is Amy Bingo, Butter Cheeks Bingaman, and I like movies, so here's the Bingo Bingaman movie review of the week. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 is in theaters, and sometimes they don't put enough butter on the popcorn, and that really... Because the butter is with the salt helps, and it helps me retain water. But I really enjoy the buttery goodness of the popcorn, so I'm just gonna give it 2 stars. I'm Amy Buttercheeks Bingaman, and tune in next week for my review of an upcoming box of Junior Mints.
I had it was my LA moment was when I went to, we had done some drugs. This last trip when I was in LA in March March, late March. I was there with the fucking, yeah. But I remember seeing a bus stop with the advertisement, the side billboard of the bus stop, Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2.
The whole side of a bus.
No, a bus stop.
Oh,
the bus station,
yeah.
little station thing.
Little overhang where you hang out.
And I thought, all right, I get it now. I had that moment. I had that moment where I lived in LA and I had my face on a fucking billboard, for the Man Show.
For the Man
yeah,
Show.
Me and Joe Rogan on a giant billboard right by my house over Del Taco, and I brought my mom down. I took a picture with me and my mom and me and the billboard right behind us. And I had that moment, and that's as good as that moment gets. Because I was sitting in an Uber car at a red light, staring at fucking Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, going, there's no way Kevin James is fucking dragging his mom down to take a snapshot of him standing proudly in front of fucking Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. I wasn't proud of the Man Show, but it's the first time I had my face on a fucking giant billboard. And yeah, that's it. Okay. No longer any reason to be in this town. You did the right thing. You got the fuck out. Now you come back and you have fun. I should have taken my picture in front of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Spread it around Bisbee. Well, why did I move here? That's why. That's all you get.
Coming soon to Bisbee.
Jesus. Some follow-up things quickly. The Cadillac, Bingo's Cadillac is on eBay. And, I'm not putting this anywhere else. Just podcast listeners. If one of you, and no one with money should be listening to a podcast. It's really not great target market. But
sales on the website show otherwise.
People with money, I know. I guess people listen to these things when they...
Some people with high-paying jobs have to listen to shit on the job, I think.
Or have to do things that they don't want to actually listen to who they're working with.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They need distractors from the job.
Yeah, I just assume anyone that actually has money to blow on a fucking 1970 Cadillac actually has to do a lot of shit during the day. But that's not necessarily true. I bought the fucking thing. I have all my days free.
You just negated your own statement.
So yeah. If you, I forget what the question was, but will Doug Stanhope autograph it if I buy it? Someone sent it to
the Cadillac.
Yeah, Kelly, it's her account, the eBay account. She knows how to do eBay, so she actually calls me up or texts me. Hey, I got a question. What is the motor run on the roof? Yeah, it runs. It's just fucking. It's the little engine that could trying to get up. So you fucking Bingo would have someone on each side. Like, all right, get it so it's straight. Yeah, it runs. But we'll send Derek to pick you up at the airport. And if it's one of you guys, this is not on fucking eBay, but if it's one of you listener people and you buy that fucking car.
And we'll know.
Well, you will
We'll
know
know.
because you're gonna fucking tell me. Yeah, we'll send our fucking our man boy, Zippy the Pinhead, Derek the Reverend, to pick you up at the airport, and then we'll have cocktails with you, and you'll probably have to crash here because you don't want to drive that fucking thing at night when you're drunk.
Will you sign it?
I'll sign the undercarriage.
Sign that muffler.
I'll beat off in the ashtray. It's so fucking great.
Again?
It's so great to see cars with ashtrays. It's that you can use because no one can say no. It's not like airplanes. Sometimes you see them; they're bolted
Which is creepy
shut.
because how fucking long has this been banned on the air? And what?
I used to drive a Cadillac up to a plane like that.
Yeah, those airplanes are in the air for a long time. I had a Netflix. That's my Netflix recommendation. Air disasters.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
There's a whole. I don't remember how many there is. But there's several of them where they go through the whole plane crashes. While watching that, I also went to a website where I got to read the transcripts of black boxes of all the airplane crashes.
Admittedly, this is from a guy who doesn't leave his home except to come here
I've flown a
and
lot
then
in
to
the
beat
past.
up someone.
I've flown. I may or not do that. I don't know yet.
What, leave to come here?
No, I've flown a lot in the past. When I was in the Army and stuff, I've had to fly. And I was stationed in Alaska. I've flown back and forth. So I've known. But every time I fly in an airplane, I legitimately wish that the airplane would crash. So I like watching
Bingo and I
airplane crashes.
always talk about that on planes. Like that would be the fucking great way to die as a couple together in a plane crash because you're gonna have that. I mean, what was that last one where it's like 2 minutes? I think it was a French guy.
8 minutes.
8
Yeah.
minutes?
Yeah,
And
where
the
he drove
German
it
guy,
down.
he drove it into the mountain.
Yeah, that's, I mean, enough time to make jokes and shit. I think on airplanes, when I think about if it would crash, like jokes I would be able to make and yell out on the way down, like great heckles that would be lost to history. Like,
I think kind
That's
of
an
the same-
exclusive show.
I,
If you think about it. A lot for the seat.
our cocktail's free now?
That's the highest per seat show you would ever do.
I think it's like my ego maybe, but I think that on the way down, if everybody's crying and praying and shit, and I'm going, yeah, I would have like 200 people. Their last thought would be like, what in the fuck is wrong with that guy?
I don't think there's a single flight that I take where at some point I don't try to come up with a really hilarious thing to say if we're in a free fall
Situation.
deadheading into a mountain, airbags, people screaming.
Have you ever been in a situation where there was like some seriousness that, and I'm not talking about Marco who died in front of us on that one flight coming into Tucson. I'm talking about like where you've had
Becker
some
and I-
serious
You're doing that with your hand, making turbulence.
like a displacement, like
Yeah.
you've dropped or you've risen like dramatically.
Not on a serious plane. I've had, actually very little for the amount of fucking miles I've flown, very little. But then I take a lot of Xanax and I sleep a lot. So God
Why
knows.
is all the overhead bins open and the shit all over when I woke up?
There's wine in my lap. What happened?
I would assume that's me. Oh,
I did it again.
yeah, I'm a shifty sleeper. On the what's the Taka? Not Taka. What's the airline in Costa Rica? Those 10-seaters. Becker and I were making eye contact.
Twin props.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10-seat twin prop. One time in Belize, I sat in the fucking co-pilot seat because there was only one pilot on a flight like that.
Because they needed someone with more experience up front.
They had the seat open and they oversold it, and there was only one guy, so I get to sit in a fucking co-pilot. It's not.
Wait a minute, where's the co-pilot?
I don't know. It was a jumper flight from whatever the island is. This was right after the AVNs. Beckers and I went from the AVNs to Belize, and it sucked shit. The weather sucked. Anyway, point is, there was one flight that Becker and I were on from San Jose, Costa Rica to Tamarindo, where you have to bank around and then you come back over the beach. You go out over the ocean, and it was going up and down. Where we had been making jokes at some of the turbulence, and then it was
Wasn't funny?
We gave ourselves the fucking goodbye because I'm across the aisle and back one, and we gave the fucking goodbye. We're dead, and then and we landed somehow, and we took the cab back. You know that cab ride? It's like 7 hours of like these suicide passing oxen in a cart with oncoming traffic racing at you, and 7 hours of that to get back because the fucking 40-minute flight was too fucking terrifying.
That was
Now I'd rather die in a plane crash and never take a cab again because that's more dangerous.
that was also my most harrowing flight, was going from Tamarindo back to
San Jose.
San Jose, and it was the first trip to Costa Rica, and Duran from Alaska was on the flight, and I remember thinking, this is it. We're gonna end up, because you could there was already some like questionability about what the confidence up front when the
You get on those planes and the pilots are literally like 22 years old.
yeah.
They're children. There was the flight we were on. I thought we were going to die. The girl looked like she was 16. She had to be of age, but she was about 4'9", and the control panel.
That was my pilot, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and kind of round.
Yeah. She was a thick, tubby girl.
350 pounds. And then it's like, you're weighing my carry-on bag? Really? That's what's going on here?
That's why.
Jesus.
We're already at capacity to start with.
Before passenger one gets on.
These
we're
are
at
dirt
capacity.
runways with fucking
Yeah.
wind socks on them. And you have a fence, just
No,
a
they're
chain
keeping
link,
cattle out.
2-foot fence. Yeah, exactly. To keep cattle out. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I had your same pilot, and I remember us going, like, flying over the jungle, and I just kept thinking of that one movie that they play they used to play in Christmas, of like the chick who like crashed in the jungle.
Don't say
it's-
Home Alone or I'll start crying.
It's not Home Alone. But I just kept thinking of like,
Wait, what did you just say? The chick that crashed in the jungle?
yeah.
The true story?
Yeah.
Because that's what I wanted to bring up when you brought up the plane crash thing. I love survival stories, and that one survivor from a major plane crash in South
chick.
America. One chick.
Yeah.
It was fucking Naked and Afraid. Only it
Absolutely.
starts with a fucking
I
plane
can't
crash.
believe they didn't show that one on that.
On the plane?
That's not on that episode.
I
of
only
Air Disaster.
recently heard that story.
I've never heard of that.
No,
And she had to survive in the jungle.
It had something to do with Christmas too, because they always played it in December. I remember in Southern California.
They made a movie out of it?
Yeah,
Oh, I just saw some kind of documentary or.
that's a movie too.
But it wasn't just about her. They put it. I had to go to Wikipedia to read the fucking thing. I love you. Oh, that's another fantasy on planes, is being the sole survivor of a crash, and would I fake my own death? Because you always try to figure out how to fake your own death.
That's a long way to go.
At this point, I don't have to fake it.
Well, that's the book I'm reading that you're getting next, is Abandoned Souls, Desperate Journeys. And that's about, it's basically when they do the those Stranded on an Island reality shows. This is the book they reference. This guy, it's a compendium of all these different survival stories.
You're still not done with that?
Oh, I just got
Stop selling merch, man.
I just got through the cannibalism chapter, and it's a bunch of chapters within that one section.
What's that one called?
It's Abandoned Souls, Desperate Journeys. It's fucking insane, and it's about. I mean, right now I just got done with the people that like when you like decide to like we have to eat someone in this boat. There's a whole thing of like how they deal with the people when they get back from that journey, the survivors, because you're reading about this because someone came back, and how you act on that boat is duly noted. But it is interesting. You say being the sole survivor. That is, that's a fucking creepy thing to think of, that you would survive.
Yeah.
Now, I got to my thing, but I'm trying to think of, you were talking about how you were like flying over, and then like you would be that would be the only thing you would think about is how you could escape like reality.
No, I was just, I being the sole survivor of a plane crash.
You could sneak away.
To like disappear.
That's
That's what
you'd
you
have
said.
that, or yeah, or then you'd have the glory of it.
Yeah, I always think of the glory part. I never thought about the sneaking away. I like that better now, though.
Yeah, just fucking drift off. Yeah.
I always switch from being the psychopath on the way down, and then if it guns, I'm going to be the hero.
That would be the fucking living hell. Would be if you were the funny guy, if you had just enough cocktails in you to be really fucking hilarious on the way down while everyone's screaming and making all the great jokes, and then you're the only guy that lived, so you have to tell your own. Oh no, it's wicked funny.
Yeah, nobody.
You want someone else to be able to do those? No.
And then
This guy was such a crack up, but there's no one there, so you have to just tell your own dumb fucking things you said.
Nobody would believe you. You know he was pissing his pants the whole time. He didn't say any of that shit.
No, then you could be the hero. You could be the guy that, like, at the last minute, pull up, and then, but no one's gonna dispute you, right? Chad, you saved the day. Even though it went down, you saved the day.
Well, not if nobody lived.
Well, that's what I mean.
Hang on. Someone's got an announcement.
Hi, I'm Amy Pancake Face Beeman, and I would just like to thank all the people who voted for my video. It's going to the judges round now. You put my video in the number 1 spot in the top 5, and now the top 5, they go to the judges, but I just go to the senior center for all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast. I'm not a senior by any stretch of the imagination, but I can eat most of those losers under the table. I don't even wait for the batter to get cooked. I just let it run down my face. And go ahead, do your best with your false teeth, Grandpa, because I'm just going to chug batter. Chug batter. Chug batter. Chug batter.
All right, well, she fell asleep, so she thanks you for all your help, Killer Termites, in getting her video, the by far number 1 most voted on video at the Wyoming State Short Film Contest. Anyway, it's out of your hands now.
To the judges.
I had an update. Oh, that's too late now. That was we already talked about Deathpool. I wrote that down while we were talking, but never said it. I'm like 6,600 pages into this book.
Reading?
Book is, it's 70,000 pages is the book deal I have. And I don't know, 70,000 words. 70,000 pages. Get to it, Sisyphus.
10 War and
70,000 words. And so I'm at 6,600 after a couple days.
Oh, sorry. We're in sports mode here in the.
Oh yeah, there's a hockey fight on. Sorry, we watched the Ultimate Fighting with the Machida and Rockhold were the main event, but the fucking hot chick versus the girl that looked like Matt Damon was the one that really sold it.
Hargis and
Paige Van Zandt.
Van Zandt.
Yeah, that was a barn burner right there.
Good fight.
It's a very good fight.
No, he's talking about right now.
Both of them.
I haven't fought anyone since someone tried to take the last G.L.O.W cube from the Golden Corral buffet with that. I love the dollop of hardened whipped cream on the top. And I had to fight for that. I got the dollop of whipped cream and I smashed the cube, so let that...
So yeah. The 6,600 words, which is probably, I don't know, fucking 15 pages or something. I don't know. The point is, just in that part, I thought at the end of this book, I'm going to have to do an obituary of sorts, because just so many of my friends that I've already mentioned are fucking dead. Like just even like Russ Dunn. I don't even mention his name, but I talk about Betty and how one of our friends referred to her as the Edith Bunker of Bisbee. And he's dead. Like just all these people, like, oh fuck, he's dead. Stan Cohen's dead. Like all these fucking dead people. So it's like I think at the end of the book there should be a list of all these people I referenced and
in memoriam. Yeah.
Yeah, just the other people other than Mother that are also dead from this book. Mother's not the only dead fucking person. Everyone's fucking dead in this book. Jesus. I'm 48. I shouldn't know that many dead people. I don't know. John Johnson, who we referenced in the last podcast, the kid that we fucked with, because I was just starting to write this book. And
You grew up with him in
the kid,
Worcester.
Yeah, the kid that was... we got picked on, but then we passed it on to people weaker than us, which was usually chicks for me. I'd just be really fucking rude to girls. And John Johnson, the kid that blew us, but we didn't know what blowing meant. We were so young that he just blew on our dicks. Then,
Turns out.
Then danced and sang fucking Twinkle Twinkle and rang doorbells because he thought there was a magic bowl of candy. Well, I did find him on Facebook today.
Really?
Yes. As I told you, at one point when I was reading Facebook messages, his sister Susan Johnson had contacted me. And then I found he had a Facebook. I just saw a picture then, his Facebook picture. I didn't delve into it. Today I found it and delved into it. John Johnson, that little kid who would blow on our weenies.
Behind the garage.
Well, he is a gay, bear-loving gay, Christian amputee.
What?
I went through because it said you have two mutual friends. Because John Johnson, and I remember a kid that was 8 years old. So I don't go, oh, that's definitely him. But then when I click on this one John Johnson, it says also friends with Kerry Hanley, my ex next door neighbor, and someone else from Worcester. I'm like, all right, this is going to be him. And then I start going through his friends. He has 751 friends. And how does someone that was, even at that young age, this kid's not all there. I mean, he's getting bullied by me. Like, how with it?
Bullied by the bullied.
So I start looking through his friends, and I start noticing that most of these 751 friends are bald, shirtless, barrel-chested, bearded men in their 40s and 50s. But one of the only groups, he has two groups. One of them's a fucking amputee group. His default picture, which I had seen before, but I didn't click on when you click on it, you realize
Full picture.
Yeah, that's a metal leg from the knee down. And he looks like he's fucking 60 years old. He's just this doughy. He has the pants pulled up with the fucking gunt forced out of pleated khaki shorts, like forced out. Just like my dad. Like, that's what my dad looked like. High-waisted shorts with a full fucking forced gunt out. And, but the other group that he belongs to is this, some kind of liberal, progressive faith ministry. And there's pictures of him at karaoke, and then gay. I don't know what's the opposite. Tracy.
Otter.
I don't know why I go to Tracy, but you seem like you know queer bars real good. And what is it? What would be the opposite of a bear? A twink. So he must be a twink.
Wait, an otter, I thought. A bear and an otter.
I don't think you have to be a twink to like a bear, do you?
No.
Wait, he looks like a
Granted,
a
my
twink.
whole knowledge of this is from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so I'm not sure what's...
Which I just found out is back on the air. How did I miss that? I don't know. My DVRs must fucking hate me.
Rehab.
Are you sure it's back on the air?
It wasn't me. It was Tracy.
Shit, Intervention's back. Is that tomorrow night?
Sunday.
All right, good. So, I'm taking Saturday, Sundays off from writing a book because Sunday's my good TV
really?
shows. Yeah. I'm going to try.
Great.
Brian said do 4 days on, 3 days off. And I thought, no, I'm going to do every day on till today. And I'm like, fuck this. We're cooking burgers, man. And then tomorrow's Sunday. I'll try to crank it. I want to get those other 400 words, make it an even 7,000, which is 1/10 of the book. And if you can do that in 4 days, well, then I can't do math after that. But either way, that's good. I'll just say that's good. So that's the update on John Johnson. I wanted to
You thought he
say
would be a
something.
good guest on the podcast before. Holy
no
shit.
shit. Wait, all right. So you like all these things? There's pictures of guys in the leather cross straps, hairy. It's half gay porn and half Christianity. And then when you look at all these guys, I'm looking at all the the guy that looks like American Chopper Dad, only he's bare chested in a leather. What do you call those things? No, not chaps.
bandolier?
Bandolier. Thank you. Yeah.
Studded bandolier.
Which I don't doubt the fucking dad from American Chopper spends his Saturday nights
Tuttle?
doing that. Tuttle. Yeah. Yep. He makes. He's in a baby's diaper on Saturday night.
Sucking his thumb.
Yeah. He goes the other way.
Migo poopy.
Yeah, I would love to get. I stopped myself from. Well, I can't. Fucking Brian disabled my my Facebook email so I could stop bitching about it on every podcast. So yeah, you just can't now. So then I couldn't email John Johnson. I don't know what I'd say. I was trying to think of something funny or apologize for being a prick. And he wouldn't remember. Oh, I remember. He would. If I remember so little, but I remember every fucking prick that wronged me. And I'm sure I probably fester every time he's being smothered in the fucking hairy gut of some 400-pound
Bear.
man dressed as Tina Turner at a fucking drag show, lip syncing. Oh, you must understand, oh, the touch of your hand. Bingo, this is not a duet.
I did look it up.
All right, so that's it.
A bear is a large, hairy gay man. An otter is a slight, hairy gay man.
Hey, Tracy, this is one of those times he's not going to rub in your face that he was right, because he's way too right that he would know that the otter thing.
No, it's not. I'm admitting that
Well,
it
nor
was
is
not
a
right.
twink. That is not in nature. You're not going to see that on fucking Discovery Channel where a twink is eaten by a bear or an otter. This is not.
The twink tries to run, but you see it getting butt fucked in the prairie.
That voice just reminded me we have to get to the police beat, but we'll do that. I did two other notes that are pointless. The up for anything idea. They were running that commercial. The Budweiser up for anything, which that's another story. But we had that fucking idea. The Johnny Depp TV show we were pitching, where like that was one of our ideas because he has access to doing a lot of weird shit with people. Only it was with celebrities. And that was one of the ideas when we were first pitching this. And then the Super Bowl came. And that's when not this one, but the one before, that's when they first ran that big commercial in the Super Bowl where they take the guy
Budweiser.
out. I'm like, we just pitched that in fucking December. That was going to be one of our things we were going to do on that show. We decided just to not even chase that show. He's as much of a fuck up as I am. And I don't really want to fucking do it. TV show that's not already handled. Wait, I'm in charge? Yeah, no, the check's not going to help. So we were thinking of doing one to spoof up for anything, the Budweiser, where you get a Budweiser at a bar and hidden cameras follow you on this magical journey through Fableland like they do, but we're going to do it instead of Budweiser. It would be for Papa Vodka. Hashtag down for some weird shit. Hey, could I get a Grey Goose and soda? How about Papa Vodka? If I give you Pop-Off, are you down for some shit? Hashtag down for some shit? I guess so. And then all of a sudden, someone throws a a duffel bag over your head and throws you into the trunk of a moving van and takes you out, and then you're in the middle of a drug deal. So someone's landed a biplane on a dirt runway. Everyone's
run with this, run.
Gunfire at your feet, all sorts of shit.
Gunfire?
Yeah.
You said you were down for some shit.
I love that idea. That's one of those things. Again, this is why we need fucking shady legal counsel. I have some, but I try not to burn it for things I don't need, because when we do call them, which is too often, I try not to use it for what are the laws on hidden camera in foreign countries? Like, if we were to do like that, it's such a huge liability issue. You could get sued out the ass if you try to do something for real like that. Obviously,
out here
in the United States. But if you were to go to Costa Rica or Panama, like, what can you get away with? Here's ideally, you want a place where spring breakers go, not Mexico. That's too shady. But where spring breakers go, so you get American marks, but they're subject to the local laws, so you can fuck with them really hard. If you watch a lot of hidden camera pranks on YouTube, all the foreign ones are way more hardcore than, because they can get away with it. Those Japanese ones where they're in a steam bathhouse on a ski mountain, and then they come in for a steam and they sit in a massage chair, and then the massage chair just breaks down and the back wall falls out and it turns into skis, and they're going down naked on a fucking massage chair going down the slope. Like, and then they're just completely douchebagging it, full-blown naked, fucking dragging cock down the icy slope, and no one's getting sued. We need to do hidden camera shit in that country, and that's where we need to do pop-off vodka, #down for some shit. Instead of up for anything, down for some shit. So we need some legal representation, a check, some motivation, some airplane tickets, and we can write the rest.
No consent forms. That's the key.
Here's the problem. I know once you start making money, you can't. That couldn't go on American television without consent, and then they're going to want compensation of some sort. Not necessarily. People want to be on TV. That's like Fear Factor. They could have done that with no prize and had as many people apply.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to be on TV. But what about YouTube? What if you're filming people and then putting them on YouTube where there was no
in a foreign country where there's no laws against
if you're filming them where there's no reasonable expectation of privacy,
okay.
That's just as far as filming any time goes. I can't put a fucking camera in my toilet and do toilet cam at all. It's like Monica Lewinsky and what's the fucking pig name? The pigger.
What?
The
chick that was
Linda Tripp. Thank you.
Pigger.
She's piggery than like. There's two pigs in the
pigger.
Yeah. So yeah, she went to jail. Linda Tripp, or she was prosecuted just for taping the call. It wasn't on YouTube. It wasn't a gag. It wasn't #down for
Somebody
some shit.
Just found out about it. Down for some shit.
I was gonna say, we gotta get that hashtag. Oh, it's a hashtag. Someone, the Killer Termites. Someone tweeted me today from @KillerTermites and said, "I can't believe no one got this already. I never thought." The guy that got @Comedy Hospice after I talked about it a million times, he actually gave it up. He was really cool. I'm like, fuck, I didn't think of that, you fucking carpetbagger. And but this guy, hey, fucking good score. I didn't think to @Killer Termites.
I never thought to get @Bingo Butterface Bingerman either. It's still available.
What, all of a sudden you lost your sense of humor about this?
No, it's not that. I should think that was.
Bingo's thinking she should rush out and get that. Well, you have time. This isn't live. Yeah, if that's gone, it could be Bingo Butterface. Oh no, Butter Cheeks.
Butter Cheeks.
I've been fucking it up. All right, that's it.
You were going to talk about the killer termite tweets that are going out.
Oh yeah. A lot of people are doing the killer termite tweets. First of all, I'm meaning that it's a real Bisbee baseball team, the Bisbee Killer Termites. So if you're doing that, follow the hashtag Killer Termites to see what other people are tweeting, because you're writing a lot of funny shit, but you don't want to retweet things that are conflicting. So some guy today said that there was a rain
delay yesterday, so it was going to be a doubleheader today, which sounded
against Doylesville something. And it was completely legitimate sounding. It wasn't over the top. Oh, they're playing the ass chowder, fuck my faces or what. Okay, that's no one's going to buy that. This was so if you follow that, then you can jump on someone else's bullshit lie. But you also have to put this, news groups or other places. I don't fucking know the internet.
Feather it in. Don't be like the big splash into the pool. You just kind of want to slip it in. Like the guy with the El Paso fainting goats. That team name is fucking fantastic.
They said it was going to be Chad Shank bobblehead night at the game versus the El Paso fainting goats.
How did I not see that?
And that's perfect. That just slips right in. It's like a passing comment to like just get to the next thing. It's not something
but
to like.
That made me think, and this is something you guys can do that are bored out there, because I know you are, is fucking Chad Shank t-shirts. That'll get them over here more often. So if you have an idea for a Chad Shank t-shirt, whatever it is, tweet it at HD Fatty, as in Harley Davidson Fatty, HD Fatty, and at Doug Stanhope, and at Ggreg Chaille. That's Chaille. That's Chaille. Ggreg Chaille. So yeah, tweet your ideas for Chad Shank t-shirts, and yes, we have a new name for the what we called the Sherry's Berry drink, which is a fucking delightful dessert drink.
What's in that drink, Doug?
That is Godiva white chocolate liqueur, blackberry brandy, though any berry would probably do, and Myers dark rum. Or any rum would do.
Equal parts?
I made it with Myers dark rum. That's not a plug. Dark rum. Equal parts.
Equal parts.
That's a good drink.
It's fucking fantastic. But we called it a Sherry's Berries during the 30 days in the hole to be funny. And but I'm not going to call that around. I'm not going to give them fucking undue plugs. So we renamed it the Purple Mud Bunion.
Oh, I'm honored.
After Chad Shank's swollen prostate, which we hope doesn't turn into cancer, but if it does, we know we got a solid hour podcast.
And we'll know how to throw the party better.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a Purple Mud Bunion. Equal parts Godiva white chocolate liqueur, blackberry brandy, and Myers dark rum, or any dark rum. And if you can't find Godiva, you can just use cream de cocoa and half and half. That spreads it out, and it's not all booze. Either way,
reach for the stars.
Great.
Get the Godiva.
You make that for your girlfriend.
Yeah, that's
on Valentine's Day. She's gonna call you a faggot and leave you. And you know what? You're better off alone.
But then you get two Purple Mud Bunions.
Yeah. all your Purple Mud Bunions are for us. All right, let's take a break, and then we're going to get into Chad Shank and the police beat after these cocktails. Hi, this is Doug Stanhope, actor, writer, enthusiast, and part-time broadcaster, as seen on YouTube and all the other social networks. Do you like apparel? Well, what if I told you could get apparel right there on the internet? I get all my apparel from Zip Zoo Apparel. if you ever want a t-shirt that has a kind of Felix the Cat head on it, and it says, "You're gonna die" in a really kooky font, and it's on a yellow t-shirt, none of that black shit, go to Zip Zoo Apparel. You can get them on Twitter at Zip Zoo Apparel. Apparel all year long. ZipZooApparel.com in Cincinnati. Woo.
Sorry, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, go! Winnipeg, you're no longer my favorite team. I remember playing Winnipeg, telling them the Jets are my favorite team when they were coming back, and then they changed their fucking logo, so now I'm back to Senators, Ottawa Senators. That's my team. And you know what? Even though I'm from Boston, I fucking like the Sabres better.
What?
They're fucking great uniforms. Fuck off.
You like the what was the
I like Buffalo Sabres,
the
Ottawa Senators.
no the team
Winnipeg
in-
Jets are this team, but they changed their logo. They used to have a logo like this old Jets helmet. Like it was just a outline of a silhouette of a oldie-fashioned jet, and now it's a fucking military jet. Fuck you, Winnipeg.
Is that the one in Canada where it was like spray painted on the alley wall and the behind?
Oh,
the
that
club?
was the fuck. That was the night. Anyway, no, that was our second night. So wherever we were after.
Who was that? What team was that? Because you told them.
Anyway, hey, we're having a podcast here, and we have. You know what? You're going to be next in the police beat, but right now, let's go quickly to Chad Shank with the police beat.
Hello, Doug. A caller from East Vista stated he believed cats were being poisoned in his neighborhood. 5 cats have gone missing, and he had samples of cat feces and vomit with blood in them.
Well, who doesn't?
Am I reading this?
I
cat
know.
one?
You're reading it right. We're just trying to take that in.
Wait a minute.
First of all, cats went missing, so you assume they're poisoned, but you go around collecting cat shit.
He's collecting samples.
Well, evidence.
After that, what was that show where they slapped the kid? The Slap, I think it was
The
called?
Slap.
Yeah.
It's a series.
I can see if that could be made into a series, that like fucking Ace Ventura cat poop detective. I can see actually getting picked up. The guy that goes out, it's like Quincy is a forensics.
Quincy, the Jack Klugman.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Go ahead.
Bisbee version.
I'm sorry. We don't mean to make light of the wrong side of the tracks in Bisbee. What else do you have, Mr. Shank?
Doug, I'm afraid I have more of the same. A cat appeared on a woman's porch in McKinley Avenue, bleeding from a large cut on its neck.
Seems to be a pattern here. Maybe the cat's doing it to himself. Maybe the cat's a cutter. Fair and balanced. Okay, the cat appeared on the porch. Go ahead, what else do you have?
A resident on 13th Terrace believes a homeless person is living in his attic. He stated he had been hearing noises for the last 2 weeks, and the homeless person took his cat.
You fucking kidding me?
We may have an explanation.
The fucking person at the Bisbee Observer. First of all, I want to know, has anyone out there actually subscribed to the Bisbee Observer? Because you can get it in the fucking mail, and it's worth it for the police beat.
quick
and you
read.
Can, you can read along with us.
It's fun.
But you know the person is putting these together on purpose. Because they're a fucking... the cat, what was this cat? I'm sorry, I fixated on the cat without hearing its tragedy.
The cat was stolen by a homeless person.
Homeless person in the attic that's making all the noise.
But there's no accountability of the cat. It just says that he took the cat. Did he eat the cat? Does he still have it?
Did he take a blood sample and a urine sample?
It doesn't state.
I wish they should have a follow-up. Bisbee Observers should have a follow-up. If I had all the time in the world and retired from comedy, which I'm trying to do over and over, I would go out as an investigative reporter and follow these stories up and find that guy and just do, that would be a great fucking YouTube channel.
Doug, you're missing it. That's the bump up. That's the revenue that's going to come in when they get the free Bisbee Observer. Then they pay subscription service to get the follow up. on what happened to the cat stolen by the homeless
No,
guy.
we do it for YouTube. I go to the guy's house. I'm sure you could get their information, Freedom of Information Act, and then go knock on the door and go, hey, we would like to talk to you about like those, like the Channel 4 Tucson.
On your side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
David Horowitz.
I actually do have all the time in the world, and I'm curious to know what happens with this too. So,
And you're not scared to knock on doors like I am.
yeah.
All right, so what else do we have in the police beat?
It appears a FedEx worker came across a package addressed to his wife by her maiden name to an address she no longer lives at and containing medication she did not order.
So the FedEx worker, so he's actually delivering packages.
The driver.
And sees wait, that's my wife. That's not her address. She doesn't live there anymore. And then he opens it, which should be
Wait, he opened it?
Well, he said there's medication in it that she
does
didn't
say
order.
it contained medication.
So how did he fucking open it? I think the FedEx driver should be
In jail.
Yes.
Wait, is it the same
I don't
FedEx
know.
as it is?
That's
the
why we
Postal
need
Service?
follow-up to these stories.
You're right.
Doug, stand up on your side. Sir, I have a question. So don't touch my camera, sir. Don't push me. That's assault. Now, how did you open that package?
We just want to know the truth.
I'm getting more and more behind this idea.
I'm loving it.
Go ahead.
I hope there's a commercial at the end of this spot.
2 busloads of kids were seen pulling over at a location in Bisbee, possibly protesting. The caller requested a deputy.
2 busloads of kids? I don't think
Oh,
Bisbee
busloads.
2 busloads of kids.
That's all the kids in Bisbee.
Yeah, I know.
That might be a couple from Douglas.
It could be that Boko Haram. You know, they steal all those girls. Maybe it was all those stolen girls they're looking for in Nigeria.
Could it have been
Ah,
Gretchen
fucking-
and Bisbee? and Bingo?
Paint your town.
Paint your town?
Paint your town. Sorry.
Looks like there's a bunch of hippies in the park.
I was going to say either that or the witch with the candy house.
Again, we need follow-up. Anything else in the police beat for this week of our Lord?
Indeed there is, Doug. A Bisbee man was upset that the Border Patrol helicopter flies over his house at 100 miles per hour.
I'm upset that man sits around his house with a radar detector.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And at a steady 100.
Yeah, you can hear that phone call. They go over my house like 100 miles an hour. I pay my taxes. I'm an American. I have rights.
It also seems motorcycles were speeding at 100 miles per hour on Barnett Road, adding to the general speeding problem, according to the person reporting.
I hope they're not doing it for pink slips.
Pinks. show.
Pinks?
There's a show on TV.
Oh, they race.
They're raised for pink slips. Yeah.
I think I was going back to Greece for this.
Oh, that's right.
Some
Yeah.
Drainage alley.
Grease lightning.
I think somebody needs to get their radar gun calibrated.
This better not be a boat story going 100 miles an hour.
A Palominas woman was concerned that someone was stealing dirt from her neighbor's property.
That's where we've gotten to in this town. That's where
That's poor.
you can't even. That's why I have a fence.
A metal fence.
Yep. It's fucking tweakers selling dirt for.
Shit, look at that dirt next door. Way better than our dirt. So much better than our dirt. What's keeping us from grabbing that dirt? You ain't got no fence.
It's in the, we live in the fucking desert too.
There's dirt everywhere.
It's nothing but dirt.
Turns out.
The dirt is always browner. Isn't that an Irma Bombeck book? Is that 2 Irma Bombeck references in the last few podcasts? Yeah. Jesus.
Finally, Doug, a man saw a subject steal tips off a table at Pizzarama.
Pizzarama. We should Maybe that's it. Maybe we should have a Pizza-rama. That should be a
Pizza-rama.
sponsor. Pizza-rama is Gus the Greek.
Gus the Greek.
Have you ever been to Gus the Greek?
A long time ago, I have.
He's our the Bisbee soup Nazi, and he's this old gruff Greek guy that has a stub of a cigar always wedged into his mouth, and the Greek cap. I think is that a bowler's cap kind of thing.
I don't know what
It's a Greek fucking
ethnic.
cap.
It's
I
ethnic
think when I
head
first
cover.
moved here, I think I read he had there was articles. The pizza came from the Greeks, not the Italians.
Oh,
in there, like he's big.
Oh, he'll tell you.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
I grew up in
And then
Worcester,
he'll kick you out.
holiday pizza. Oh, that would be. We can't do shit in this town. But where I grew up, holiday pizza were Greeks, and they swore up and down, no, Greeks invented pizza. And to this day, because I was weaned on it, probably, it's still the fucking best pizza. And I like Gus the Greek's pizza better than
I
any
like his
pizza in
spaghetti
town.
meatballs. I will do nothing to get kicked out.
But
of
he's
that
a
place.
fucking asshole.
Totally.
So if you come to Bisbee, go to Pizza-rama down in the Safeway parking area, strip mall-y thing, and go to and then talk to Gus the Greek and say you just say passive aggressive things to make him even angrier and see if you can. You try to be nice to the guy and he just yells at you. What's his catchphrase?
Tracy and I went in there, and by the way, they're open at 5 every day. And
Unless they're not.
Unless they're not. And if you're standing there at 2 minutes before 5, waiting at the door, you shook it and it's locked, they will not let you fucking in until they let you in. He. But when we were sitting down, we went to the booth and we were waiting because it's table service. So we're waiting for someone to come, and I don't think the gal was there yet. So he is walking towards the table as he's like 8 feet away. He's just has a pad in his hand with a pen going, tell me. And it's like, what the fuck? We're being assaulted by the owner.
What?
Tell me. And then he just walks away. It's like, did he get it all? I thought I wanted.
Walk in and say, what?
What are you doing here? It's good spaghetti meatballs.
Yeah,
Good.
and I really enjoy that. I know the pizza sucks. What
all
other
right.
people would say, I wouldn't go, this is the best pizza. I fucking love it. Other people, probably not so much.
It's the best pizza in that strip mall.
It's very close to Holiday Pizza in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's no longer there, which was Greek pizza. So, tell me.
Well, maybe the guy was stealing back his own tips because Gus was a dick.
That was the most confusing part of that story. Someone tipping at Gus the Greek's Pizza. It's actually the girl and the kid are very sweet, and they try to overcompensate and they roll their eyes.
They know.
Yeah.
They know what you're going through because they live it every day.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the police beat with Chad Shank at HD Fatty. Follow him. He writes funny tweets. In fact, that's all he does. He doesn't have to promote dates. You're not going to get inundated. So yeah, follow at HD Fatty.
And don't forget to follow me. I'm Bingo Bingaman, a.k.a. Butter Cheeks, a.k.a. Pancake Batter Mouth.
There's also the other one I do to her all the time when I'm not fat shaming her, because I think she's up to like 122, which, ugh. But
It's unsightly.
then I mock her nagging me. That's the other Bingo Bingaman. I don't know I want to go to France for a wedding. She doesn't nag at all. She's not fat and she doesn't nag, and she reacts like every single time. 10 years we've been together, and every time I go, well, why are you nagging me? I don't nag you. And then I go, I don't. Oh, Queenie always gets what Queenie always wants. I don't do that. Yes, you do. And it's an endless fucking point of amusement. Maybe, hey, John Johnson. You know, that's what we did to you when we were kids. I'm still doing it to my wife. I don't know when she's going to fucking start becoming a Christian homosexual and cut off her leg. But I don't know how long it took you to do it. And that would be the podcast, but I have to mention we opened different and we're closing different. We opened with a different song from the Matoid, and you're confused. This is not Mishka. And so we're closing with Mishka with a song that we don't normally play. And it's off his new album.
Wait a minute. What do you mean we opened?
You haven't put it in yet, so just fucking Jesus.
Just put.
So now you know. There wasn't music playing
All
right here. You put it in at the beginning and the end.
No, but
so
we
now
didn't
you
talk.
know.
We didn't talk about this.
Oh, we don't have to talk about it.
Right,
I just
apparently
said it.
we don't.
Well, yes.
right.
So you're gonna put in one of the Matoid's weird things off of the.
In the front.
In the front.
Okay.
Yes. That's what we opened
All
with,
right.
as far as anyone knows. We opened with us talking. There's no we don't have a band here.
Listen,
the Matoid's not here.
I can roll with this, but
Yeah.
I write things down.
Da 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 ba da ba 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 da. That didn't happen with a live band.
All right.
That's how the fucking show opened. And now we're gonna close.
Wait, the Tonight Show definitely opened with a live band.
Who's on first? Okay, we're closing. This is one of my favorite Mishka songs, and we're playing the whole fucking thing. That's why I saved it till the end, because I didn't want you fast forwarding. This is fucking Mishka Shubaly. I can't remember when you were mine. Enjoy and listen to the whole fucking thing.
Boxes and boxes of unlabeled crap. If I die now, will they ever get unpacked? Boxes and boxes of unlabeled crap. If I die now, they will never get unpacked. I can't remember when you were mine. I can't remember when you were mine. I can't remember when you were mine. 2003 feels like 1989. Sweet child of and that nightstand I built for you, is it lonely for me alone in your bedroom? Does it cry at night, or does it understand as you tremble underneath your new man's hands? I can't remember when you were mine. I can't remember when you were mine. I can't remember when you were mine. 2003 feels like 1989. Sweet child of mine. All those messages that you've been receiving that I can't remember leaving. It's a small relief still. It's a good thing. You're deleting without listening. They disappear like pennies down a wishing well. Tiny good intentions on the road to hell. But I'll go bankrupt and that well will overflow before you'll forgive me and let me come home. I can't remember when you were mine. No, I can't remember when you were mine. No, I can't remember when you were mine. 2003 feels like 1989.
off the new album, Coward's Path.
That's what I was looking to you for, but you went into, I don't know what.
No, I didn't know. I thought we were doing it in the beginning. That's why
That's what I talked to you about. Don't drink before a show. These are some of the fucking rules.
Drink before the show?
Don't drink during the show or after the show.
Oh, okay.
Did you drink last night?
No.
You said you were hammered last night.
No.
You said that.
That was 2 nights ago.
Last night. No, last night you had fucking 2 Negronis.
Way too much.
4
Way too
Negronis, 2 whiskey sours.
Yes.
And was last night before or after this show? Exactly.
Little
you
bit
drank
before-
before the show.
little bit before.
All right. You're on a suspension.